when we are moving the bus. Can you sit down, please? Yeah, we got. Yep. Okay, I'm going to do the health and safety talk. Now, you did just hear the bus driver say, please don't move around when the bus is moving. The next time someone does that, we will pull the bus aside and they can catch another bus. Please do not move when the bus is moving. It is for health and safety, folks. Thank you. Okay, so that is one of the health and safeties. And if you're sitting in what we call the nose braking seats, which are the ones right here at the front, please make sure you've got your seat belts on. And I can see these lovely people do. Excellent. Okay. Now we have 2 emergency exits upstairs. Actually, we've got 3. Let's hope we don't need them. We've also got a first aid kit. Let's hope we don't need that as well. Do put your hand up high, folks. I will come back to you to give you guys a map, okay? Thank you. Okay. Now, when I am asking someone to sit down in their seats, please don't interrupt me, folks. You're welcome. Lovely manners. Okay. Now, you're all wearing wristbands. There's a reason for that. It makes it a lot easier than getting your tickets out every 5 seconds. When we come up to the bus stop, we always unload the bus first. That means passengers hop off the bus first. So if you're waiting at a bus stop, please wait until we have finished unloading the bus. If you try and rush onto the bus, you're most likely going to get squashed by people coming downstairs or hopping off the bus. Okay, folks? Okay, now I think that's pretty much it with the health and safety talk. And as I said before, when the bus driver says don't move around, please don't move around. The only person to be moving around is me. And that's because that's what work pays me to do, okay? They get very upset if you guys hurt yourself. They don't really mind if I hurt myself. So guys, please make sure you do not move around when the bus is moving. Trust me, it's really not that exciting. Okay, now let's start talking about the maps. Everyone should have a map by now. If you open it up, you are going to see the map of Waiheke. It is going to give you all the 15 stops we go to. In the left-hand corner is the QR code. That is the bus timetable. Please download it. It will let you know when the buses start arriving and when they're leaving. We need to keep on a pretty strict timetable because we've only got 80 minutes to drive you guys around. Okay, so if you're at a close to a bus stop and you're not there yet, we can't wait for you. What we're going to do is we're going to get everyone on the bus to wave to you, and you're going to have to wait 20 minutes for the next bus. Okay, folks? So please make sure you are at the bus stops on time. The QR code is in the left-hand corner there. I highly recommend you download it because at the end of the day, most of the buses, they don't all stop at the same time. They're going to stop at different times. Okay? We are now travelling on the orange line. We're heading to the excellent mud brick, which is indeed open. What you're going to notice for stop number 9 is it goes from an orange line to a blue line. And that is when we are doing the loop back towards the ferry. What you're going to notice with stop number 1 and 2, there's no blue line. So if you want to go back to Mudbrick, Cable Bay or Olive or Press later on, you're going to have to go all the way down to the ferry, wait 20 minutes. That could mean standing back in line again for the next bus. Okay, folks? What I will tell you about lovely Mudbrick though, is that it is also one of the vineyards that close later than everyone else. Most of the vineyards do start closing between 4 and 5 o'clock. Mudbrick doesn't. Their tasting rooms close at 5:30, but the bar, the bistro and the restaurant is usually open between 7 and 8 o'clock. Okay? And this is where we're heading to now. Stop number 1, Mudbrick. Did start off as a humble little mud brick house and a vineyard. Not these days. These days it has its own helicopter pad, excellent tasting rooms, a bar, a bistro and a restaurant. Not a bad way to start your day. So we are heading towards stop number 1. It's an 80-minute loop we do. You can get off at all the 15 stops you want to get off at. So it is 15 stops. Buses come every 20 minutes. And where those folks are standing, do not stand there. Worst place to stand, okay? It's always lovely when people demonstrate where not to stand. Just stand a minute loop. So it's not just about getting you guys to vineyards, it's also about getting people back in time for the ferry. Especially if you're on a cruise ship, you do not want to miss it. So folks, please make sure that you are at the bus stops on time. Because each time we've got to wait for the person who's decided at the last minute to try and make it to the bus, we get a little bit later, which means people miss out on their ferries. Okay? And it is a public holiday, you want to make it on time to the ferries today. Thank you very much, folks. Alright. It's kind of our entertainment section. It's where the library is, which will be closed today. You've got the Indian restaurant. Across from there, you've got the French cafe. I love crepes, very delicious. And of course, the famous Island Gelato Bar. This is kind of what we kind of sneakily call the beginning of Oniroa Village. Because if you do start walking through the town, in about 20 minutes you'll be close to stop number 4 as well. So stop number 3, folks, Oniroa Village. So don't hop out of your seats yet, folks. We do need to wait till we are at stop number 3. Now do remember there are buses coming every 20 minutes. You can also walk down to stop number 4 as well, or if you're not sure if you want to get off at 3, you can get off at 4. Oniroa Village, we also have Waiheke Gallery as well, and it looks like they are indeed open. Here we go, folks, stop number 3. And across the road, you can see the Island Gelato Company there on the right hand side. I love crepes, French cafe, which means long sand. The good thing about Oniroa Village is that it has a lot of restaurants and bars that will be open later on today, because a lot of the vineyards do close between 4 and 5 o'clock. Just a heads up though, a lot of places will be charging a subcharge today because you folks have decided to turn up on a public holiday. So don't be shocked if that happens. There you've got the lovely double shot, excellent place for coffee. Studio 1081, great little gallery. Shop the Rock if you want to get yourself a Waiheke t-shirt, especially a tie-dye one. And if you have a look on the left hand side, look at that. There's a beautiful Oniroa beach, looking a bit like a parking lot for yachts at the moment. We've got the local, looks like Waiheke Wine Centre is also open. That stocks about 90% of the wines from the western and eastern part of the island. Also honey and olive oil. And at stop number 4, where we all are now, there's a lovely footpath that goes. So folks, our next stop is going to be stop number 5 for Goldie Estate, the oldest vineyard on the island. And it all depends whether they're going to be open or not. In the meantime, looks like I'm going to have to go around and answer some questions. Captain Morgan, you might have to take over, mate. Sorry. Thank you.
Righty-go, folks. Welcome aboard. I'm Captain Morgan, one of the drivers. We've got 2 double deckers, a big red bus and 2 white buses on duty today, so 5 buses. 20 minutes between every bus, so when you get dropped off, another 20 minutes there'll be another bus. That's why we're a bit pushy on our timekeeping, folks, because we end up being behind about 10 minutes behind, and that's not good because we end up following other buses and we can't get in and out of the venues very easily with these big buses. So yeah, 5 minutes before the bus is due if you want to be on it, because when it gets to this time of the day and we're moving everyone around, we actually have to just keep moving and leave you behind until you catch the next one. So we've just come through Little Oneroa down there, popular beach, great for families with kids. Got a playground, nice and shallow beach, safe to swim at. There's a pizza caravan down there that does dragon fire pizzas made with real dragon fire, and also a fish and chip shop. We're lucky enough living on a big rock, we get fresh seafood every day.
Excellent. Everyone's got seatbelts.
We've got 15 bus stops on your map there, so 10 of them we go from number 1 to number 9 is the orange line. Then we turn around and come back on the blue line from 10 to number 15. If you're wanting to come back and go to Mudbrick or Cable Bay where we just were, you have to come back down to the ferry on our bus, jump on the next bus that's going up there. Because we go to stop 15 at the bottom of the village where we just left, and then we head straight to the ferry. Now we're up to over 500 people we're moving around today, folks. That's why we're under a bit of pressure. So it's up to you to be at the bus stops on time, not up to us to wait for you. We're just coming through another little village. We're travelling west to east. This is Surfdale. It was renamed in 1920. And the lady who put the name in the hat to rename it won that house on the right hand side with a light blue roof. Now worth $1.3 million. Back then it wasn't worth that obviously, but if they had the same raffle now they'd probably give her a meat pack. So Surfdale is one of the most popular places to live for families because it's very handy to the schools which are just around the corner. It's the most populated residential area. Also was actually a landing strip, that water, that beach down there in Surfdale, for the amphibious plane used to land here between the 60s and 90s called CB Airlines. One of their pilots was a guy called Fred Ladd, and he was a bit of a lad. He was an ex-pilot from World War II, and he used to get his licence suspended every now and then because he used to like flying under the Auckland Harbour Bridge on the way here. True story. So we've got our one and only Molly Malone's Irish pub there on the right hand side. On the left here we've got what real estate agents would call a bit of a fixer-upper. Now believe it or not, they were offered $1.4 million for that last year. An elderly couple in their 80s that have lived here most of their lives, and they didn't know what they'd do with that kind of money, so they're still living there.
No, you need a coat of paint, Morgan.
Yeah, bit of good old no more gaps. So just on the right hand side there, those original places there from the 1920s, started off being one room, and as their families grew, they added a room. Ended up being quite big houses. Obviously they didn't have a lot of TV to watch back then. The schools are up there on the right hand side. We've got a couple of primary schools on the island, and intermediate school, high school. No college or university, that's why I'm driving buses. So we're just going to head to stop number 5, Goldie's Estate. Now, they may be open, we're not sure. Public holiday is always a bit touch and go with these places, particularly this one because it's now run by about 20 students from the university, as the previous owners, when they retired, donated it to the Auckland University. So 20 students live there and are learning viticulture, learning how to grow bottles of wine.
Morgan, we actually got some people that might possibly want to stop off at stop number 5. Sorry.
Okay, just a warning, if they're closed you're going to be lonely and thirsty. And they are closed, so if you're sure you want to get off, that's fine.
Did you still want to hop off?
Yes?
No, they're happy now, they'll keep going.
Okay, alright. Rightio, we are heading along our Causeway Road to stop number 6, Austin. This road was built in the 1960s because they got sick of going a long way around. So if you look straight out in front of us and to the left a bit, those with hillsides there, that's the way you used to have to come by road to get to the other side of the island. But now we've got this causeway road. Looking quite tranquil down here at the moment because it's a 3-metre difference in tide, very tidal area. Bit of a houseboat community on the right hand side there, the starboard side. Those people who can't afford to rent or buy down here are living in those. Some people have got both. Some people live in the boat during the summer season and make some money out of their rental. And don't tell the tax man about that. So stop number 6 is actually supposed to be pronounced Ostende. It's actually named after a small village in Belgium. And we do travel up Belgium Street as well, so you'll see where we're going with this theme. World War I, New Zealand soldiers, Australian soldiers helped defend that little village in Belgium. And in honour of the people who lost their lives, when they all came back, they renamed this Ostend. So we're lazy Kiwis, we just say Ostend because that's the way we think it should be said. And at the end here, we have got our War Memorial Hall and our RSA, which is our Returned Service Persons Association. Anyone who currently or previously served in the forces, fire, ambulance, police, can get a membership card there, go in for meals and drinks. It is open to the public, and they do about 4 craft beers there. One of them's called Anzac. Very good beers, great food in there, and they're just across the road under those big trees. So I'm going to pull over here and let some cars past anyway. So this is stop